Greetings and welcome to Cooking Up Advice with Dr. June, where we normally cook up a dish, but we always dish out advice. And hopefully we will be back in the studio where we have our kitchen. But today we are super duper excited to have Lisa Davina Phillip with us, who was in the latest release, Jingle Jangle. If you haven't seen that Christmas movie, you need to jump on that because it was so good. Join us and let's dish. It's gonna be all right. Hold on. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Once upon a time lived the greatest inventor that ever there was, Jeronicus Jangle.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas indeed!
Jangle, for the last 30 years, you've been promising something sensational. I need more time.
Either come up with the money you've borrowed by Christmas or show me the revolutionary invention you once promised.
Welcome, Lisa. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm so good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. And look, we are the one who are thanking you for joining us, okay? We love the movie. We love you in the movie. And we want to hear all about how you got your start, a little bit of history before you got to Jingle Jangle.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for having me. I love playing Miss Johnston. I think of all the characters that I played, she's by far my favorite. So much fun. I was free and at liberty to just go crazy with her.
Oh my God, Lisa, I didn't want to say this out loud, but she was my favorite character.
Oh, you said, I heard you. Thank you so much. You know who my favorite character is?
Who is that?
Madeline Mills.
Oh.
I love Madeline Mills. She is everything. She can do everything. She's that triple threat with sauce. She is phenomenal. And she's such a beautiful person. She is so articulate and kind and confident. She, she's going to go far. I mean, I think people can see that anyway, but for someone so young to be so humble about her gifts and her talents, I think is incredibly beautiful.
Effortless. And I was just like, wow, how young is she? This is what I was thinking to myself. Very impressive. Is she in London too? You guys, Lisa's in London. And hopefully she's going to invite me over. But
London. She's not in London.
She's in London too?
No, she's not in London.
Oh, she's not in London.
No, I think she goes where the work is. She's admitted that her family are nomads. So if there's work in New York, that's where she is. So she's constantly traveling.
I see. Okay. Well, Lisa, let me know when I'm invited to come see you. Because I want to come to London.
Anytime you want to come.
So tell us how you got your start.
Okay, so I knew that I wanted to act probably from about the age of 12 years old because it was something that I liked doing and I loved how it made me feel and also how it made people feel when they watched me. So I started out at a youth group called Second Wave Center and I used to go there every Saturday. I was there for about 5 years. Then I went on to do a degree in drama, media and popular culture. And then when I finished that, I went on to drama school. And I did 2 years there because I felt like my degree wasn't practical enough. My drama school gave me the show reel and the CV and the voice reel and the contact with agents. So it was a lot more practical and it gave me that confidence because
Lisa,
I felt like
what did the degree do? I don't understand what the difference is.
The degree was more, I would say, more theoretical. So there was some practical elements where we did do performances and we were devising, but it was more about reading a text or reading a play and discussing the issues of the play or discussing why the author ended it in such a way. So it was very much more theoretical.
I see. So you went so that you can actually get that practical and do the acting.
I felt like I had the instincts for it, but I wasn't I wasn't sure comfortable in the space. So I wanted to know what the jargon was, what the terminology was. If somebody asked me to move upstage or move downstage or go to the right wing, I would know, well, I want to know, where is that? What am I doing? You know, I didn't want to feel silly.
I got you. Do you sing as well?
I do, yes. I started, so after leaving drama school, my first job was with The Lion King. And I was
Love
there
it.
for 2 years, yeah. And I understudied Shenzi and Rafiki. That was one of my most amazing experiences. In fact, I was a swing, so I wasn't on every day. I had to cover 4 of the ensemble ladies as well. And I would spend much of the time, especially the opening of The Lion King, where all the animals come out. I would sit in one of the little boxes and watch the audience and see people crying and go, this is phenomenal. It's just amazing how art can touch people, how art can move people. Even I've been getting messages from people, strangers, on social media saying they've watched Jingle Jangle and they've cried. They haven't felt so inspired since the beginning of 2020, and how they're so grateful to have a piece like this. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have that feedback, because we knew when we were reading it that it was phenomenal. But,
Tell me how you got the part in Jingle Jangle. And it is phenomenal. And I mean, it was date night for my husband and me, and it was just so fun. I mean, we sat on the floor, had a little picnic, and I was like, this is so good. I mean, it's a feel good, happy, you know, and we needed that, just like you said, for 2020. So perfect timing. Okay, so tell us how you got that role.
So I was initially just supposed to be there to help out in the workshops. So David had come over to England to do some workshops where he was just fleshing out the text, to pick out things that work, maybe things that are not so good, and just to hear it spoken out loud by the characters. I mean, David E. Talbot and Lynn Sisson Talbot, I have so much respect for. They have been working on this project for over 20 years. But even so, when we were in that space, it was okay for us to say, I'm not sure about that, or that doesn't work, or maybe this, or maybe they were so open to suggestions. So I started out doing a workshop. It was just supposed to be one day. And then they asked me to come back the following week. And I did. I was so happy. And then they did a following workshop the next month. And they had a table read, and then they asked me to come back again. And every time they asked me to come back, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm getting closer to getting this, but still wasn't sure if they wanted me. And then I found out in April that I had the job. David pulled me in. He actually recorded it. He's so naughty. He recorded it on his phone, because he was just saying to me, what do you think of this song? And I said, oh, the song is so beautiful. I love the chords. And he said, and you got the job. I was lost. I was lost for words. My eyes welled up with tears.
I don't know why, because if they saw you reading it, if you saw what we saw, oh my God, you were so phenomenal in that role. It was, I'm like, it was made for you. I was like,
a dream. She's a dream role. I was free to make her as silly
and I love the mistletoe scenes. Those were so funny. I love it.
I love it too. I love it. When I look at myself, I don't see myself. I see Ms. Johnston, and I laugh at her thinking, who is this ridiculous woman? What is this poor man? I feel sorry. I feel sorry for Jeronicus.
I didn't. He needed you. So do you have other plans? Because I mean, this is getting big. Like, you know, it might be on Broadway or something. I mean, you might be busy with this for a while. So I mean,
absolutely. And I mean, because it's also a Christmas movie, it has some life yet. It's still in November, and we're approaching Christmas. And I know there are many people who have said they're not watching it yet. They're going to wait for Christmas, or they're going to wait for December. So hopefully it will have some traction to it. Absolutely. I'm actually filming at the moment. I start next week for another Christmas movie. And if you listen to David has written three films which all have Christmas in the title, and he said that was never his intention.
Wow.
So I think he's passed that on to me, because suddenly I'm doing this Christmas movie. So maybe I have one more left in the bag after this one. But it's nice because I'm auditioning at the moment and sending out lots of self-tapes, and there've been a lot of positive feedback coming in. So it's a watch this space. I mean, I do comedy and I also do some tragedy, so it would be nice.
That's what
to
I
have more
wanted to
variety.
ask you. I'm so glad you said that because you were so good in that comedic role. So I was like, is that your intention, or do you also like to do dramatic roles?
I do. I like to do dramatic roles as well, but I mean, I'm comfortable with comedy. I did say to David when we started filming, just keep me on the line of truth. I don't want to be comedic because I just want to make people laugh. Now on stage, you can do that because you hear the audience laughing and you can line up a joke and know just when the laugh is going to come in. And there's almost this self-satisfaction with, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I nailed it tonight. But what I wanted with this film was to be honest, was to be real. And I very much wanted David to keep me on track so that I didn't become too crazy. I mean, she's crazy.
No, it was excellent. It was great. Well, I'm super duper excited, as I said at the beginning, that we had this opportunity to talk with you. Love the movie, and we're definitely going to watch it again in December. That's going to be our Christmas movie. In fact, my mom's going to be here, so we're going to watch it with her.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited for what's to come for you. I mean, it's like, you're amazing. And so I can only see more amazing things happening with you. So
thank you so much.
I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. No problem. Anytime. And like I said, you're welcome to come over. We're locked down at the moment, but when lockdown finishes, you can come.
I know they're beginning to do that here because, you know, the numbers are rising. So yeah. But once we are set free,
right?
I want to be like, Lisa.
You can come anytime.
Okay, so we always end by having our guests give us a piece of advice because that's what we do. We dish out advice. So is there something that you can share with us? It can be anything, personal, professional, acting, anything.
I think, I mean, we were just speaking about being on lockdown and, you know, the state that the world is in at the moment. I think what we all need to do is to just be nice to each other, be kind, tell people that you love them, hug them, you know, try and let things slip. If somebody annoys you, or if there's something in the past, it's not the time for it now. There needs to be a pulling together because there's so much going on in the world that just showing love and kindness, I think, is our priority right now. Let's get to the end of 2020 and start 2021 in love, you know?
That is the best advice ever. Thank you so much. Guys, listen to that advice, okay? Because it's the best advice ever. Thank you. And hopefully we will chitter chat with you at another time in the future when you're doing more great things.
Yay, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.